Chukity China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops ticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on. We're down la maison. I hope the smoking man's in this one like Everson Ford. I'm getting frantic. Like think I'm tantric. Like Snickers guaranteed to satisfy. Like Kurosawa, I make mad films. Cat, I don't make films. But if I did, they'd have a samurai. Gonna get a set of better clubs. You mind that kind with tiny and just my arms and always flying off the backswing. Gotta get into one Sailor Moon, cause that cartoon has got the boom and me babes. They make me think the wrong thing. How can I help it if I think you're funny when you're mad? Testing audio against game background. And then we're gonna see how the rest of this goes. Greetings, dear viewers. Apologies for background noises if there are any, but it doesn't really matter. Nobody really watches YouTube for professionalism anyway. You guys just want an entertaining video. And to that end, all of my audio settings and everything look great. So today, I would like to actually play with our new Formicarium. It's been a while. It's been a while since we got here. So let's play with our new Formicarium. We have 3 ants here. And we have something. Oh, these are not enemies. These are just food themselves. That's right. We're a different. We're not the Atta colony here. Here we have Formica ereptor, Formica fusca. Ah, that's our fighters. And we have Formica rufa, wood ant nursery tile. I forget what these guys actually do. Are they? What is the yellow icon again? I forget what these ants, what their role actually is. Are they utility? Or are these the ranged guys? Wood ants? I think these are the ranged guys. That's right. Ranged attackers. This is a sword. This is a target. So these are ranged attackers. Got it. All right. So we've completed the first mission under this new Formicarium. Let's take a look at what we can do here. I find non-Atta colonies, or at least the one that I know how to work with, this one and the Formica ants, the black ants, I find non-Atta colonies much easier to manage because you don't have to worry about a new type of resource, fungus, and the processing and removal of the waste of that, you know? So we have some options here of what we want to do with our Formicarium. We have 150... Oh, no, we're looking at territory. We have 96 slots we can work with, and we've got to bring in some food to begin building our forces. Well, it's pretty clear that one of the first things we're going to need is another pod of workers. So let's get a pod of workers going. How do I want to structure this? My mind is still working with like the need to build up stores, leaf stores, but we don't need that here. So if we want workers, let's go something like this. Let's go boom, 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 boom. Then we'll go boom, 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 boom. And it's T, right? Aha, it is T. How much food do we have? None. We can place nothing. Therefore, group 1. You know what? Let's just head out to this big old pile of food and have my ants gather that. We can see on the minimap they are moving toward the entrance. And we're just chill in the Formicarium for this video, maybe just for the start of this video. Not sure how this is going to go. I want to give some attention and some time to the Formicarium this time around. Now that we know how the structure of the game is, you know, you come to your Formicarium, this is sort of your base between missions. This is your quote real unquote colony, the story you're following, and the missions really just are things to do that affect this. So knowing that, we're just going to kind of work with this. Oh look, we've already spawned 4 more ants to accommodate. I love that they just drop in a sort of like trail mix of nutritious ant things. That's great. Okay, our food stores are full. We cannot collect any more food. Wait, I forget how this group of ants stores more food, or has how do we increase that? I forgot. What is this? Tile info. It's I. Creature info. Oh, that's what we are accustomed to that. And resource info, M. Oh, 5, 4, 2, 11. Oh, that's 11 food on the nursery tile for there. Oh, do the nursery tiles? That's what they do. More nursery tiles means more storage. Oh wait, no. This is oh no, this is food storage. Oh my goodness. I am not on the ball today. Forgive me for that. Making some mistakes. I had a very trying day yesterday. And I'm still recovering from that physically and mentally speaking. It's just a very exhausting day. But I'm okay. It's also one of the reasons I'm glad this is a slower video. Forgot I do have food storage tiles here. Where do we want to store food? We have had some success storing food closer to the entrance. Let's cut some of this and bring our nest group back. So yeah, a nice, slower, sort of like playing like The Sims or Sim City kind of style. That's what this feels like. I have that level of freedom here. Okay, let's place down some food storage tiles. We don't need leaf stores, but we do still need food stores. I have just spent like the past 2 weeks on that one ATA mission. Okay, well, given that, and we have some food just kind of lying around, let's go grab some more. We'll have my workers go do their thing. Now look at the Ereptors. I love their vibrant colors. The ATA colony had some sort of blandly colored ants, not to be insulting, but they did have, they looked rough, and some of them had like stripes for their colors. Oh, I love watching the ants trail in and do their thing. Let's let them just fill up the stores, which is not going to take too long. And then it's tea for workers. How much is it per worker? 20? There we go. We already have the food for it, so we don't need you guys going to get more. Let's just bring them on in. So, dear viewers, have you ever heard of the royal game of Ur? I'm going to put a link in the video description to a video I think you would love to watch. It's just an entertaining video. No, I'm not sponsoring or not sponsored or anything like that. I just think you guys would find it fun. You know, one thing about YouTube, we now have a second group that can gather. You know, let's get them all gathering. One thing about YouTube is if I can spend some time in this much slower video just sort of talking and ranting, not really ranting, but just sort of talking to you folks. I've been thinking about the state of YouTube and how it's changed over the years. Recently, the algorithm has picked up my Wrath of the Lich King videos for World of Warcraft, the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. That's what founded my YouTube channel. That was the foundation of my YouTube channel. And it's coming out now. It's being released in World of Warcraft Classic. They're getting the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, like a 10-year-old. I forget how long ago it was by now. Maybe somebody can correct me in the comments how long ago Wrath of the Lich King came out. But that's coming out in World of Warcraft Classic now, and people are looking up Wrath of the Lich King guides again, and that's what I made. I made gold farming guides in Wrath of the Lich King. Now, I don't play World of Warcraft Classic. Personally speaking, I don't see a need. I lived that part of World of Warcraft's era. I played all the way through Vanilla, all the way through Burning Crusade, all the way through Wrath of the Lich King, and if you'll go back and look at the release dates and how long those expansions lasted, you'll see how long I played World of Warcraft. I've been there, I've done that. I know what that's like, you know, and I realize nostalgia is a big factor in selling games and in playing World of Warcraft Classic and things like that. And don't get me wrong, I think World of Warcraft is a fantastic option for people who loved that MMO so genuinely, you know, the classic era of World of Warcraft. And I think it's a great option for those who have never played it, but have always heard people talk about how good it was back in the day. Well, now people can go back and experience that, at least to like 90% of the integrity that it used to be. I don't, from what I've heard, it's not exactly as it was back in the past, but it seems close enough that the algorithm is picking things up. The YouTube algorithm is picking up my World of Warcraft videos again. And that kind of, you know, and I don't think about this just because of that, but as I tend to think about sometimes, it reminded me of, it reminds me of the way YouTube used to be and how the different landscape. And I used to just make videos for fun, sometimes just to talk to you folks, you know, just because it was a fun thing to do. And there wasn't always a purpose behind every video. Sometimes you did it just because it was a cool thing to do, a neat thing to do. But now there's all kinds of pressures and ideas behind what makes good content, and all kinds of different obstacles between the idea of, between conceptualization of an idea, such as, hey, let's make a video talking about the royal game of Ur, for example, and the actual execution of that idea. There's all kinds of roadblocks now, mental roadblocks, and even like technical roadblocks coming from YouTube's search features and things like that itself, and monetization, and what you can and can't say in videos. A lot has been stacked onto it, and I know I've mentioned this in the past, I think it's time that we as content creators get back to the whole old school style of YouTube and things. And doing things just because it's fun to do them on YouTube without comparing our content to that of other content creators. We're placing down some melee ants now, by the way. I don't know. It just seems appropriate. It seems fun. And it's a lot more carefree. Carefree. It was a much more carefree time back in the day. Okay, we have 72 tiles of territory here. Let's have some funsies. What else can we do to create more pods? What's the whole Formicarium look like? But yeah, I'm trying to, this is one thing I'm actively working on, and I've fallen so far from how I used to do YouTube and what made me love it. I have fallen so far from these aspects that it has become a thing that I want to achieve again, but it's going to require some work physically, mentally, and emotionally to get back to that point. But I think I can. In fact, I think I'm already on that path largely. Thanks in large part, of course, to ANTS. Thanks in large part to our this new game that to me is just fun to jump into, play, and show off. It feels a lot like the Minecraft days to me. I feel like I'm showing you guys something you haven't seen before. It's unique. There's already content about it out there, of course, because this game has been around for a long time, but it's in early access and I'm playing it in the most modern version, whereas most of the content on this game comes from years ago. So you're not seeing all the full updates and stuff like that. And you're seeing players perhaps who have been playing it for a long time and are good at it already, as opposed to watching somebody who's figuring it out, just like I was in Minecraft, you know? This feels a lot like my original Minecraft days to me, and it's just an exciting feeling. I want to make sure and not mess it up this time with a lot of the ideas that I had when it came to making Minecraft content before. So when it comes to the Formicarium, I want to keep things kind of compact. Oh, we don't want people running through those, or this actually. Yeah, because these guys have to run through here to get around. So what we can do is we can expand this way. And you know what? These guys can even sort of just leave through that direction. Give them multiple avenues of exits. But we got to be careful because we only have a certain number of, you know, penises. Raise your hand in the comments if you weren't expecting that to come next. Wait, that was the weird way to put that. I'm making another pod of workers in case you're wondering. I just want there to be faster food gathering, even though we're filling up our stores, you know, really quickly anyway. And I did see a comment that told me, or that mentioned these buttons down here, the resource info thing. Let's see if we come out here and go, boom. Oh my goodness. You can see exactly how much food each nugget is worth. Weird. That looks crazy. I don't need that level of detailed information, but as I understand it, during the Atta colony mission in the previous video, that probably could have helped me a lot to identify which plants had the most leaves so I could go after those to help me win the race against the opposing colony. Pretty neat, right? Pretty neat. Pretty cool of an idea. Let's get some, let's get another pod of melee attackers. And you know what we can actually do? This is gonna be kind of weird. Now, you know what we'll do? We'll go like this. I don't know if I did this right, but this is intentionally going to be a larger pod. Yeah, now we can make, is it Y? It's Y for the melee guys. Did I make this shape correctly? Maybe. Yeah, I think I did. This is just gonna be a nice big pod of workers. We've got so much food out there. Now that we've got extra workers too, we should have them gathering all of this goodness from group 1. Right, group 1 goes here to capture this half. Group 2 will be its own separate thing to capture this half. There we go. Now we'll just have them bringing in some food, dropping it off at the storage tiles. We don't want too many of these. Upgrading these, of course, is still the most ideal way to handle food storage on the Formicarium, I feel, as we do have a limit on our territory. This is fun. Just being able to build up a colony with no pressure the way you want to, just the way you want to do it. Look at this pod though, that's big, that's huge. Wish I could zoom out a little bit more actually, just to admire the beauty of something like this. It's fun to try new things. The Queen's workers can actually go help group 1, we can, or group 2, we can bring food faster that way. I don't plan to cut down too much more right now. We do want to use up all of our territory in this video though. We do want to use up all of our territory. We want to use up what resources we have really, so that we're kind of incentivized to take on the next mission. What is the next mission? Oh, you know what we can do? We can also look at our upgrades. Since we have 831 royal jelly, what's the best way to drag here? Hold right click. Okay, we already have some upgrades for our Formicarium. Our Ereptors do things, our black ants do things. Are these Ereptors? Yeah, Ereptors, and these are Fusca. But now we have our wood ants, which are the ranged guys. Okay. There's no upgrades for unlocking the wood ant. This tile just unlocks the wood ant for the Formicarium. Why can't I progress here? Oh, buying this costs... Oh, can I buy both kinds? Which one do we want? I think the mortars are super cool. I like the mortars. They're good against big targets, right? Oh, this species has 2 variations. You have already chosen the other variation. Okay, well, that solves that conundrum for me. Slows targets at level 3. I can bring them up to level 3. Crippling. Target takes an extra 40% damage from further physical attacks for 40 seconds, which is mutually exclusive with weakening. Target takes an extra 40% damage from further venom attacks. Physical and venom. So basically the same thing. Venom would be what these guys fire, so this makes enemies more vulnerable to ranged attackers, and this makes them more vulnerable to melee attackers. If we have an even number of both, this upgrade doesn't really matter too much. Corrosive deals an additional 1 venom damage over 0.5 seconds. Ooh, every shot. Ooh, I love having slight damage over time effects after an attack. High pressure, deal an extra 0.75 physical damage immediately. What, every shot? Just, yeah, that is a lot of pressure actually, but this is more damage overall. Every shot will deal 1 more venom damage with corrosive, whereas every shot will deal 0.75 more damage with high pressure. If you're willing to wait the extra bit of time for it to be a damage over time effect, you're fine. And it's only 0.5 seconds, so it's completely negligible. Unless I'm wrong here, I believe corrosive is just the objectively better option here. Just from a game design perspective, this is giving me 0.25 more damage. Let's see. Are you sure you wish to spend 80 royal jelly to acquire this? I confirm that. We do want to do that. As for these, you know, we're not going to look too much at you. We know your options now. I don't think we're going to be getting into any fights yet. Leaf Cutter Major. Atacephalotus Major is a large tank. Oh, wait, what? Wait a minute. Is that what my Formicarium actually is? It's not a specific type of ant colony. It's a mixed breed. That's what they were talking about in the first few missions. I can get majors now, which we're absolutely going to do. Wait, what? What? Oh, I have to choose one. Leaf Cutter Major. Oh, taunt majors? I did like the taunt majors. The stun majors, I'm just realizing, since they're showing in the tooltip there, in the little demonstration video, they're showing going up against the Lancer Lightning Tornado. Why are all of these meteorological coach houses, tank king, double fire backflip Hadouken horses? I'm realizing that the stun... I spent a lot of time on that joke, didn't I? The majors, the stun ones are good against the more dangerous targets, because those guys can do a lot of damage in the time that they're stunned, so they're not doing that damage. Whereas, you know, taunt majors are great because they protect everybody just by being the focus of the target. We know what taunt is. At level 3 on low health, they will gain very high resistance for 4 seconds. At level 3, stunned enemies are massively slowed for 4 seconds after the stun wears off. Now, when you say slowed, do you mean movement speed or do you mean their attack speed is slowed? Movement speed I don't really care much about because there's not a lot of micro in this game. So it's not like I can intentionally use those 4 seconds of movement slow if it's a movement slow to my advantage. I can't micro back while he's slowed, right? I guess you could, but it's a really clunky process to do it in this game. This game's not really designed for heavy micro, something like StarCraft or League of Legends. In which case, the 300 part of the 300 royal jelly spent here, which is going towards that 4 second stun, is sort of wasteful. Having said that, there are enemies in this game that attempt to escape you after you engage them. The stun majors would reduce incoming damage from higher, more devastating targets, and they would also make it so that we could kill things more easily, the ones that try and escape. So the stun is high utility. I'm starting to take back the certain amount is wasted here. I can understand the stun being high utility, especially against foes that we perhaps haven't faced yet. We don't know what's coming. But taunt is just an all-around fantastic all-around ability. I think we're just gonna get that. We'll get that. I just like the way the taunt ants feel better than the other ones. 300 royal jelly for that. We can now make majors, and they just appeared in our command card. 150 food to place, just like we are accustomed to. Let's see what their options actually are. Sharp, aura, this, and nearby creatures reflect 30% of the damage back to the damaging creature. That is overpowered. What could possibly be, as an upgrade, mutually exclusive to this one? Resilient, aura, this, and nearby creatures take 30% less damage. Okay, so we got devotion aura and we got thorns. That's old school Warcraft talk. I don't know if it's old school, actually. I don't know if WoW Paladins have both of those auras still or not. But yeah, we have Devotion Aura or we have Thorns. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Durable. All incoming damage reduced by 3. Ooh. Well, that just makes them even tankier. Shockproof. Cannot take more than 20 damage in a single attack. Okay. So Durable makes the Majors an extremely devastating threat to large groups of smaller foes. But the same is true with Shockproof for small groups of bigger foes. Which one is more well-rounded, I wonder? Considering how we play, we're probably only going to have a few majors. No, I don't know. I don't know. This is a tough one. This one is freaking tough. Before I commit to one of these upgrades, dear viewers, if you are so inclined, don't feel pressured to respond or anything, but I'd like to get your opinions on it. And this comes from, I'm asking those of you who have not played this game, who don't know what's coming, and I'm asking those of you who also are familiar with this game, because I'm receiving comments from a number of you who are good at this game and giving me really great advice. So yeah, let me hear from everybody. I'm not going to choose upgrades for the majors yet. It's a significant investment of my royal jelly, which, as you've seen, we work hard to earn. So I'm just going to kind of leave the upgrades here for now and sit on some of this royal jelly, and I want to get your input on that before I decide to look back at it. We'll leave the royal jelly completely alone for the time being. We've got food here. Let's finish doing stuff like this. Trying to build up my army, as I know how this whole Formicarium thing works now. Here we go. We got plenty of workers to do that. This is beautiful. We don't have any workers actually building things up, though. So we'll bring some back. They'll lay down these nurseries. We've got plenty of food. What is this, our population? We can have 47 more ants. We will build a pod of majors, though, because that sounds just sexy. Sexy majors. Maybe they're back here. I really don't think this is going to need to be very big. We'll make a 7 a size 7 pod here. How many is this? 1, 2, how do I want to bring up info. Tile info, it's I. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 19? Oh, I could have just looked here. Go easy on me. All right, so let's do U. It's U. The U key. No, that's my ranged guys. We need ranged guys before majors, I think. Nah, ranged guys need tanks. Just bona fide tanks up front. Which, you know, for most threats, the Fusca can handle. Let's get some ranged guys. Yeah, we're gonna leave that as is for the moment, and we're gonna go like this. I want to give them plenty of access to the front door. Hit the Y key, no, the U key for these guys. I love having enough food to just place down 7 nurseries. Okay. And maybe another pod of those guys somewhere too. Something like maybe it comes out here. Stop. Oh, that's a great way to actually do things. If I build the pod exactly where I want it and then build the way out. Cool. Man, look at this colony. I feel like I've gotten better at creating a more ant-like looking colony with tunnels and things like that. Okay. Again, it's the U key. There we go. Just keep dragging in that food because we got so much of that. We still have 61 population. Just keep hatching ants, please. And we do kind of want to keep a reserve of food sometimes for respawns if that ends up being necessary, which it won't here. It just won't. Okay. And this will actually give me enough room to work with majors. Upgrades are also key. Sort of want to do upgrades on everything just to start with. What I want to do upgrades on what we've got so far. Let's make a hypothetical military pheromone marker or group. See, what we can do is something like a pair of them. Now this has 19 Fusca and 7 Rufa. Food stores are full. So there's plenty of tank for these guys, whereas this one only has 7 melee. They may very well get the first majors.
Oh, the Eruptor workers have raised their first Atacephalotus ant.
Very good. I look forward to seeing how they integrate into the Eruptor hierarchy.
Ooh. Cool, so the Eruptor, okay, this is our Eruptor colony. It's an Eruptor queen, after all. So these scientists are doing experiments to see if the Eruptors can crossbreed or if they can integrate with other types of colonies. That's the general story behind their lab. Cool, got it. Oh, they hatched so fast. Hello there. Let's move you to group 4 the way we were talking about. And come to think of it, just because they are military ants doesn't mean they can't be also gathering food. So group 3 out here, group 4 out here. Let's grab this stuff. And continue to build up. Oh god, this is gonna be so many majors. We don't want to overwhelm with majors. We don't want to have too many majors, but we do want to have enough. Now there's got to be a second group of majors here. Here's the pod itself. What if we went out here like this? We went. And then what if this just kind of shot out this way to the door? It doesn't need to connect here. There'd really be no reason for the majors in this pod to go here to get here, so a straight shot is good. Okay, invest some of our food stores in more of these guys. I just need a second group of majors to add to this group. I know they've got 19 melee ants, but we've seen how the game works now. We've learned these things, and we can go here. Bink, there we go. Okay. Oops. Can't make that upgrade. Food is streaming in quickly. Oh, it turns out the second pod got the 5th major before the first. That seems a little unfair. Let's make sure that that one gets a major too. Ooh, 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 lovely. And with all this food, this is like a highway. I really want, I don't think I'm gonna place any nurseries in areas like this. So that should have, this should be a highway. We should go boom, 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 boom. Give the ants room to work. And add more speed tiles. Okay, we don't have enough food for that. We are pushing a little hard. Look at the mini-map though. Look at my ants streaming. Group 3, you probably gathered all the food out there already, so go do that. Group 4, there is something to kill out here. It's a grub. Just go get it. Probably gathered all this food already too. Oh, there's no reason to send an army like this at this poor little grub. Oh, he just got one shot. I like ants that can turn their enemies into food supply. The Atacephalotus, the leaf cutters, they were, I'm not gonna lie, even though it took me multiple attempts, and because I only play this game like for an hour, maybe 2 a day, when I do play it, I don't play every day either, it took me like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks worth of real time to get through that, so my mind has been working on leaf cutter stuff for a lot. I'm not gonna lie, that was an interesting and super fun challenge. It's taught me a lot, and I think I could get good at that kind of colony. But I also really like the ants that can eat their enemies, both in theme, because that's just brutal, right? That's hardcore, and in functionality, in ease of play, because it means food comes in as you win, and it's sort of a snowball effect. It works that way. It requires less management. But we have seen the power of the leaf cutter ants, haven't we? We know. Oh, wait, did that combine the pods? Did that really combine them? We got 7, where is it? It did combine them. I don't really want that then. We'll take that down. Come back, group 2. Where is group 2? It's not doing anything. It was going this way. Group 4 can help gather the rest of this, since that's happening. Gotta take down that tile. I didn't like that. I was trying to set up a speed tile there. There we go. And one back here. There we go. Now it's looking good. Do I want more storage tiles or just to upgrade these? Probably will upgrade these. Food is in good supply. Now what is this tile? Food storage? Should it be V? It's F. It's V. I mean it's F. Wait, what is it? It's Victor. Yeah, it's V. We'll add another row of that. Now we'll click that one. Just trying to figure out, and if we need more food storage space, we can cut back here. Just trying to figure out where the speed tiles should be, honestly. There we go. There. Now my colony is looking well thought out and effective and pretty. There we go. Now we only have 2 more tiles that we can work with, so basically that's nothing. We'll just leave that as is. But I like what we've built here in our little Formicarium. And I really think that will be today's video. I know it was rather short, but there have been some long ones too. It's okay to give people time to catch up. Also, just because this is the kind of thing that interests me. Oh, this one should not be a nursery. It should be a speed tile, but whatever, we're gonna leave it. Just because it's interesting and useful to me. Let me know how you tend to watch this content. Like, do you watch it during your work break? Do you wake up in the morning and it's the first thing you watch? Do you get home from work and you watch it? Do you save it for the weekend? Let me know your habits in watching this kind of thing. It just gives me some insight into that sort of thing. I like to know how the content is enjoyed. So, food stores are full, and we're basically out of food out here, right? Let's recall everybody. Let's go 1 backspace, 2 backspace, 3 backspace, 4 backspace. There are no more pheromone markers, so the pre-assigned groups simply return. Now, what is the tile info, or the food info? What is that one again? That is M. Okay. There is no more food left anywhere in the Formicarium, so it's all either on nurseries or stored. Or just left in the middle of the tree. Why are they doing that? Oh my god! That could so totally be a thumbnail, but we're not gonna do that. I think I want something like this to be the thumbnail. Let me look up our what is it? What was I actually coming here for? Keybinds. I forget what it was to remove the UI. Photo mode. F9, okay. So I think actually, forgot about that. Ooh, baby. That's right, it's all this stuff. This is so clunky to work with. But I've already asked for a change to this game and I'm not gonna ask for another one. We do this. Mouse, does the mouse work at all here? All right, let me reread those. Okay. F9. Wait, where's the tooltip? The tooltip for controls is gone. I think it was all numpad anyway. Control. How do I zoom? Minus? Yeah, there we go. It's all on the numpad. We'll get used to it. We'll figure it out. How far out can I zoom? Oh, photo mode gives me what I wanted. Aw, snap. Aw, yes. I'm just looking for a fun thumbnail. That's all we're doing right now. You guys are getting to see the process. I obviously could have done this off camera for a sweet thumbnail and take my time, which I might still do now that I think about it, having just thought about it. Let's go plus. That's kind of... Where would be a great spot to show off? I know what we can do. Let's get group 1 like over here. Group 2 doesn't need a group. Group 3 is over here. Group 4, we'll move group 4 like over here. Now we'll wait for it to look cool. We'll wait for it to get like streaming and stuff, and then there we go. Just kind of create some chaos. Group 4, get over here now. I want to fill these tunnels with ants. And then F9. Let's see if this works for us. If you yourself, oops, there's still a tooltip on the screen that didn't go away. If you yourself are thinking of doing a playthrough of this game, I'm just giving you a nice little tip here. Use photo mode for your sweet, sweet ass. I mean thumbnails. So hard. Oh, that's the angle. Okay, now that is an angle. Let's push in a little bit. There we go. There we go. I think we have our thumbnail. I'm just gonna leave it right there for that. Just have a few frames of that. That way I can cut that out, put some text over it, say Formicarium time or something like that. I need some sort of clever phrase to clickbait-ize the thumbnail. Oh, by the way, I'm kind of thinking of playing the YouTube game. You know, that's one thing I've always been hesitant to do, is to play the YouTube game the way you're supposed to play it to be successful at YouTube. Ugh. I don't really like that that's a thing anymore. It used to be enough to love what you're doing, upload it, and then people would search for it. And that's how you were discovered on YouTube. Super simple. People that subscribed to you would see every one of your uploads, that kind of thing. As opposed to having the algorithm choose which ones they see from your uploads. And some people, most of my audience doesn't even see my uploads lately. I've had those comments for years now. My channel and your channel and everyone's channel is completely at the mercy of that algorithm. And the way to get around that is to play the game, the YouTube game. That is to clickbait your thumbnails. I guess clickbait your viewers at that point. That you clickbait your thumbnails and make polls on the community tab. You know, not because you're actually interested in what your audience has to say, but because they play well with the algorithm. It's to, you know, put your links in your social media everywhere. Get things coming in from an outside source. It's to playing the game means to ask people for comments and prompt more interaction with your video. You right? Mention likes, mention your Patreon, all that stuff. It all always felt so commercial and disingenuous to me. Disingenuous? Is that? I don't know which word that is. I should see for like that. I should just do a poll. Is it disingenuous or disingenuous? And then like have some silly third option so that people who don't care have something to click on anyway. That's the YouTube. I understand it, right? You cross promote your Twitch, you cross promote your YouTube, you put up your VODs from Twitch on YouTube, and you bring YouTube content over to Twitch sometimes in smaller formats, and you just do a bunch of cross promotion and you play the game. I don't like that you have to do that now, but I've been considering breaking my own staunch "this is how YouTube should be" attitude, old timer thing, and just playing the game, kind of letting go a little bit, relaxing some, loosening the collar and playing the game just to be a little bit more successful, get some more views and stuff like that, and maybe see if we can take this somewhere. I've been thinking about doing that a lot too. Anyway, I guess that's neither here nor there. A big part of this video was me just wanting to, well, number one, play this game. That's all I wanted to do, and I felt great doing it. Building this colony, building what you see before you is so much fun. I had a lot of fun with this. And number two, I just wanted to talk to you guys, kind of just say some things, and I feel like we accomplished that in this video, and it's still a 40-minute video, and I guess I've given a lot of questions to get responses to if we want to look at it that way as well. I don't know. As you can tell, my thoughts on a lot of things are sort of disconjointed, maybe not fully formed. There's a lot of things for me to think about, and I hope I've given you folks a little bit to think about as well. But yeah, that, dear viewers, is going to do it for this particular video. Hope you folks enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching. Look forward to the next mission, and I will see you folks next time.